In assignment 10, we had this network here. And for this network, we had this configuration here in its entirety. That's all there was. We're going to use this configuration as our base configuration for assignment 11. I have my reorganized diagram here with vSRX1 here and vSRX2 down here. So these two are the routers that we're going to configure in a file now. Before we configure, I'm going to pull in my video from assignment 10. In that video, I showed you how to download and upload a full configuration from and to the vSRX. So please go and watch that video if you feel that you need some skills in this regard. I'm not going into as many details here on downloading and uploading to and from the vSRX as I did in that video. Let me pull in again the configuration. Here we have it. I will save it as assignment 11, vSRX. 1 base configuration, version 1. We see that the hostname vSRX1 is correct. Interfaces 1 and 2 are already in the configuration, so we just have to set up interface G003. I'll copy G002, rename to 3. And set the correct subnet name. Like that. If we scroll down to the security section, the zones, we already have G001 and G02 in here, and we have opened for the ping service on both these interfaces. We will do the same for interface G003. Copy G002 again, rename to 3, and that's actually all there is to it. I'll check that I have the correct number of curly brackets, and I can see that they are aligned here at this indentation level, so that should be okay. You might remember that I renamed the trust zone to be my trust 1 zone to my 1 zone here. I have to rename that down also here. The security zone name now for all 3 interfaces is my trust zone. So the 3 interfaces here, they are in the my trust 1 zone. Over here, these 3 interfaces are in that zone. And that has to be reflected in the policy. We are allowing traffic from interface to interface in the my trust 1 zone. It just remains to set up the static routes from the router to this network, the 192.168.12 network, and a static route from the router to the 13 network. And to the 13 network. That's all there is. Let us save that and upload that to our router. Maybe I should actually only put one arrow over here to illustrate better that both routes are going to the 10.10.10.2 interface, both for this network and for this network. Let me bring in vSRX1. Here we have it. I'll press Control A, Control C for copy. I'll go up here and right click, Control D, commit. We can now do some testing on the vSRX1. We can ping from PC1 to PC2. That should be working now. So let us bring in workstation. PC1, I'll power on PC2 so that PC1 and PC2 are powered on, and I'll ping PC2 from PC1. And that is working. We will now do the same editing for the vSRX2. This is for vSRX2. Change the host name. And we have to go over all the IP addresses for our interfaces. G001, 2, and 3. So we have to look at these IP addresses here, if they are correct. So G001, that's the 12th network. And the address is 1. G002, that's the 13th network. And finally, G004, we have to change the interface here to 4. And the address is 2, not 1. That's it. The static routes from vSRX2 have to go to the G003 interface on vSRX1 at the .1 IP address, and then out to the respective subnets. So next hop is .1, and the networks are 10 and 11. That's it. I'll call this my trust security zone 2. We have to change that down here also. And we have to make sure we have the right interfaces in our zones here. G001, G002. And this should not be 3, but 4. 1, 2, and 4. That was easy, as the two configurations for the two routers are very similar. Save and upload to vSRX2. Bring in vSRX2 PuTTY terminal. Control A for selecting all, Control C for copy. Enter and right click, Control D and commit. And we had a successful commit. Let us bring in workstation. PC1. Let us see now if we can ping PC3, which is powered on. PC3 is powered on, and so is PC1. So pinging from PC1 to PC3 now, end-to-end test. And that is working. This finalizes our session here on editing our configuration in a text editor and uploading in the PuTTY terminal, in this case, to our vSRXs, you might find that an easy and overviewable way to do your configurations.